Good morning, students. Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
So the PPT which you can see on your screen is the very basic of your subject. Okay, this is business research methods, and in mainly this in this paper, mainly the entire methodology of a research will be taught to you. Okay, because when you will be doing your internship, and based on your internship period, you will have to prepare a project report on that. So for that purpose, having good knowledge about the research methodology is very important. Okay, so I have shared the PPT right now in my full screen. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
You can pin the window, okay, in which I'm showing the PPT, so that you can have a clear view of all this. Then I'll upload this PPT in your course once it gets created in the Moodle. Okay, so this PPT will teach you almost everything about the basics of research methodology. Okay, so now let us start. So what is research? First we have to understand the meaning of research, and then how the other technicalities of research occurs, that we will cover. So what is research? Re and search. Okay, so the you, if you divide this word research into two parts, then there will be re and there will be search, right? So search for what? Search for information. So whenever you're conducting a research, you have to keep in your mind that you are searching for information. Okay, and you should never be satisfied with the information which you have searched. So if you're not satisfied, then what you will do? You will search again for some better information, right? So you are doing research. You are doing searching. Each and every time you are getting some information, because you are never satisfied with the information that you are searching, that you are getting. So what you do? You go on researching. Okay, you go on searching. You have, this is a very big path which you have to follow, the very long path that you have to follow in order to collect information for the purpose of your own field, for your own topic, for your own problem. Okay, suppose you have derived a problem in the in your think small, start small. Suppose you have found a problem with the behavior in one of your family members. Okay, so this is your problem. Now you have to find out the solution for it. So at one go you can never expect to find a solution for it. So what you will do? You will have to search for the information available in every possible sources related to the behavioral change in your family member. Like that you start your process. Okay, so we will cover up that. This was an example of your family member. We will go with the example of various topics. Okay, so, what is the meaning of research? According to Redman and Mori, this definition you can see on your screen. It is an endeavor to discover answers to intellectual and practical problems through the application of scientific methods. Okay, so it is an endeavor. Endeavor means it is a prolonged process, right? Whenever you are using the term endeavor, it represents, it itself, it represents, it is a prolonged process to discover answers, that you want to discover the answers to what? To some problems which are intellectual and which are practical. Okay, now a problem like your geyser is not working properly. Okay, a problem like your geyser is not working properly cannot be considered as a real problem in which research is required. If your geyser is having a problem, then you can easily solve it, right? Call a maker and fix it. If you find that geyser is not at all working, change it. So that is not an intellectual problem, right? And also not a practical problem to which solutions are not there in front of you. So what does it indicate? It indicates that the problem should be such to which there are no such available easy solution in front of you. Those type of problems will indicate that research is required for finding out the solutions. Okay. So also Redman and Mori has told that research is a systematized effort to gain new knowledge. New knowledge. Okay, this term is very important. You have to gain new knowledge. Whenever you're researching, it has to the objective of that researching has to be to gain new branches of knowledge. So is the term research clear to you? Please tell me, is the term research clear to you by now? If you have any doubt in understanding the term research, then please unmute and ask me. You have to speak up, okay? Even if you don't have anything to say, just unmute. And I'm your ma'am, no? I'm Devarati ma'am. You know me. Why are you? Yesterday also I asked you to speak. No one spoke. I felt very bad. So you should speak. Just this is an online version of me. Are you feeling shy to speak in front of me?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Then tell me, have you understood the meaning of research? To everyone, I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So let us move ahead. So research is what? Research is a prolonged process in which aims to discover answers to some intellectual and practical problems with the application of scientific method. Now this application of scientific method will be taught to you in this subject. Okay, how to apply, how to select which method you have to use, how to move ahead with the path which you have selected. Like if I want to collect information on the charts of the trains which travel from Siliguri to say Guwahati, Assam. So if I want that information, so I have to select a path, right? I cannot go and ask my friend, please give me the chart, or I cannot go and ask any tourism officer to give me a chart. Where I will have to go if we want to collect the information which will show me the chart details of the trains that runs between Siliguri and Guwahati? Where will I go? Tell me. In order to collect this information, where will I go? Who is the perfect source that will be who will be able to give me this information regarding the trains, the chart of the trains or the list of the trains which runs between Siliguri and Guwahati for a specific number of period, say for the last 1 month?
Indian Railways.
Railways, obviously. So we'll have to go to the railway department, right? That is my best source. So you have to identify like that. Okay, suppose you are doing the internship in a CA firm. Suppose you're doing the internship in a CA firm and your friend is doing internship in say Big Bazaar. Okay, so two fields are different, right? Two fields are different. So from that internship, you have to select a particular problem, that this is my problem area. In the company where I'm working, I can see that there are problems of keeping the records properly. For example, simple example I'm giving, in the CA farm, suppose you found a problem that record maintenance is not there, and that is affecting the preparation of the entire financial accounts of the companies which are approaching that CA farm. This is the problem. So with respect to that, you have to go on collecting information within that firm if you're doing an internship. It's like that. Okay. And if you are not doing an internship, then your problem area has got no limits. Are you getting me? If you're doing an internship in a particular firm, say Big Bazaar, I was telling, and your friend found a problem in Big Bazaar that say for the time period from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The staffs are very lazy, and that is why they are not able to keep track of all the arrivals of the customers. They are not attending to the customers properly. That is a problem area you have identified, and you have to go on working to find out solution for it. There cannot be a simple solution as just go and tell the staff, you please attend to the customers. There won't be a simple solution to that. Okay, because staffs will not listen. They have a habit of doing that, and you being an intern cannot go and tell the staff to work properly. They will not listen to you, right? So you have to find out a perfect solution for that. You have to discover the answers to that problem. For that reason, you have to do the research. So you if you're doing an internship, then your problem areas will be limited to the problem of the firm in which you're working. But if suppose you're not doing an internship and you are asked to do a research, then your problem area will become vast. Okay, like if you let me give you my example only. I'm doing PhD. So in there we are taught to identify problems which you can see in your economy, which you can see around you. What are the problems which you can see? So what I have identified is, I have not yet finalized, but I think I'll go with this. I found a very severe problem around me, which is in my family itself. From my family only I have found out that problem, which will now bloom to represent the problem of the economy. What is that I have identified? That is, I found that my father, my husband, I'm not a big salary earner, so I'm not falling in that category. So I found my father, my husband, they are dealing with problems of liquidity in hand, because they are so much burdened to pay taxes to the government, and then they are so much burdened to pay the EMIs. And why they are paying the EMIs? For that also the reason is tax payment. If they don't pay the EMI, they will have to pay tax to the government, because they are earning amount of money which falls in the tax slabs. Okay, so what they're doing is, either they're paying EMI because they found it a better option, because if they pay EMIs, then they will be able to create some property for them, or they are, if they don't have the EMI payments every month or every year, then they'll have to pay that amount to the government as tax. So better is pay EMI, so that will give you that will create some property for yourself, right? So in doing this, in the process of looking after this taxation structure of our country, I found middle class people like us, they are finding difficulty in holding good amount of liquidity in hand. So that is a problem. Isn't it a problem? This is a problem. So how to deal with this problem, that is my topic of research. So I'll have to find out problem. I cannot go and tell the government, no, don't charge so much tax, because government also have to charge the tax. Otherwise, how will the public revenue will increase, and how will our economy grow, right? So I cannot go and tell the government. So there has to be a perfect solution to this. So I'll now find out the solution. I don't know the answer. I'll have to discover the answer. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the same thing will happen for you. You are a very young. You all are very young people, and you are just the undergraduate student. So you don't have to think so much big. Start thinking small. Start think about the problems which you can feel, which you can see in the internship firm where you're working. For maybe we will be given internship term of 1 month, 15 days, like that. We have not decided yet. So wherever you will go, be it your own farm, be it your friend's farm, be it any one of your family members' farm, you will have to find out a problem to that. This is the first ever step of research. This will be taught to you in this subject. Okay. So meaning of research, I think it is clear to you. So let me go ahead with the objectives of research. Okay. So when you go to research, the very first purpose is that we have already learned is to discover the answers through the application of scientific procedure. Scientific procedure, it doesn't indicate that you have to do some experiments with the liquid chemicals, or you have to do experiments with the magnetic field, with the electromagnetic field or electric field, like that. It is not that. But scientific procedures means the managerial procedures which are scientific in nature. You have learned this, no? Management is an art as well as science. You have learned that, right? So that science, that technicalities of handling, of dealing with problems, of dealing with information, that you will have to use, and that you don't know how to use that we'll teach you how to apply the scientific process. So the objective of the research is to gain familiarity with a phenomenon or to achieve new insights into it. Okay, then in the orange format, you can see on your screen, these are exploratory or formulative research. These are the different types of research. Okay, it's not that you are limited to only one specific type of research that will be taught to you. It's not like that. There are various types of research. You can choose any one of those. Okay, you have to choose any one of those and then move ahead with the and then you will have to move ahead with the type which you have selected. So the first type here you can see on your screen in orange format is exploratory or formulative research. For this type of research, the objective is to gain the familiarity with a phenomenon or to achieve new insights into it. Suppose the phenomena is already there. Okay, suppose the phenomena is already there in front of you, and then you need to find out you have to get familiar with that phenomena which is already there. Okay, you are not discovering something, it is already there. And then you have to go on achieving new insights into it. You have to go on digging what can be the new insights. Okay, suppose you're, for example, in Big Bazaar, the example of Big Bazaar that I was giving, you are working in Big Bazaar, and the phenomena of the customers coming and going is already there. Okay, and the you have found that the managers use some special offers to attract the customers in their store and make them spend more time in their stores. So that is already a phenomenon, but you don't know much about it. So what you will do, you will go inside the Big Bazaar and then you will try to gain familiarity with this phenomenon. And also you will try to achieve new insights. That means you have to find out something new within that environment. What you can find is what you are seeing is not actually the case. The managers through their special offers, they are not only targeting the customers to come inside, but they are targeting something else that you could feel by spending time in that store. So then you will have to go on gaining the new insights into it. So you are exploring things. Okay, you are exploring things and you are following a formulative research structure. Then next type will be descriptive research, and descriptive research objective is to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, situation or a group. For example, the number of homestays in Darjeeling. For example, the number of homestays in Darjeeling. That the homestays in Darjeeling, it's your research topic, for example. So what you will do in descriptive research is that phenomenon is already there. You don't want to discover something new. What you will do, you go on describe the homestays in Darjeeling. You will go on describing the age group who are having their homestays as business, or the number of rooms in each homestay, or the number of footfalls as the travelers or the tourists in the homestays. Like that, you will go on describing the situation or the group. That is descriptive research. Then diagnostic research. Diagnostic research objective is to determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something else. So diagnostic means when doctors diagnose when a health issue, what they do, they try out they try to find out the problem, the real problem for this disease, and then they prescribe medicine to it, right? And then they discuss the issue disease with other medical representatives of who are who are scientists also. Maybe they will prepare a panel for discussion, and then they will discuss the disease which the particular patient is having. Then they diagnose the problem, right? Similarly, in your case also, you will have to do the same thing if you're going for diagnostic research. So what will you do is you will determine the frequency. Frequency means number of times. With number of times a particular event occurs, or you might relate one thing to other. Say the number of corona positive cases and the number of admitted students in Salesian College. You want to relate these two. Number of coronavirus cases, positive cases, and number of students admitted in Salesian College. So you have to find out whether these two are related also or not. There are some statistical tools which will help you to find out the relation if there is any. Okay, but you cannot measure the relationship of two things which are not at all related. Say for example, the amount of rain in Cherrapunji and the amount of umbrella sold in Siliguri. Can you relate these two? Although the situation can be related, rain and umbrella, but the two places are way different, way apart, right? So the number of umbrellas sold in Siliguri cannot be related to the amount of rainfall in Cherrapunji, isn't it? So you have to first find out a two perfect things for which relationship can be created, and only then you can follow the diagnostic research in order to find out whether this particular thing is associated with the other thing or not. So that is diagnostic research, where the objective is to determine the frequency of occurrence of something and also the amount of relationship or with which it is associated. And the fourth type of research can be hypothesis testing research. Here you need to test a hypothesis of causal relationship between variables. This is an extended version of the diagnostic research, okay, where you will apply some statistical tools which is there in chapter 3 or 4. So I will teach you that also. So you will have to use hypothesis testing in order to prove the relationship. Causal relationship. Causal relationship means this one I was telling, no, the amount of coronavirus cases and the admitted student in Salesian College. So there has to be a causal relationship. Coronavirus cases are more, admission is falling down. Coronavirus cases are less, admission is going up. Like that. If it is the case, even, okay, it may not be the case also, and for that you need to have proper descriptive research. So what you can do is you can either select one of this, then you will find that selecting one type of research is not at all enough. You may have to select two or more types of research so that you can have you can prove your points, you can find out the real solution to your identified problems. Okay, then characteristics of a research, let us only read the orange portions. Okay, so what are the characteristics? This we have already discussed, just go through we will do. So research is directed towards the solution of a problem. Then observable experience or empirical evidence. What does it indicate? Observable experience. That means you go on observing things, you experience that, you find out the description of that problem, you find out the past performance of this problem, how those were selected, solved, or similar type of problem has occurred in some other field and how they solved it. Those kind of thing you observe that and find out the solution. That is observable experience or empirical evidence. For empirical evidence, you have to apply the scientific tools, you have to apply the hypothesis testing tool to find out the evidence of a particular problem, particular solution which you have given. Then research demands accurate observation and description. Accuracy is very important. Okay, you cannot sit at home and do the research. That you have to keep in mind. It is not going to be very friendly. It is not going to be like online classes which you are attending right now, sleeping and attending, no, lying on the bed and attending. Like that, it will not occur. The research will demand accurate observation. You have to go. If you want to collect data about Big Bazaar's footfalls, then you have to go there and collect the data. Accuracy is very, very important in research. And description. Obviously describe. You have to describe the observation which you have observed, the facts which you have observed. You have to describe it properly. Then research involves gathering new data, okay, from primary sources. Now, if I talk about this, there will be a vast discussion again on this. So there can be two types of data. Okay, I think you have some idea because many of you have prepared papers for Tata Memorial, and I found quite good 1 or 2 papers. So many of you will understand this fact. One is you directly go to the field and collect data from the people who are there. Okay, you ask them. You gather the data from the primary sources. Primary sources are the people, they are also called the respondents, or who are dealing with that problem. You found an identical problem, like I was giving you my example. No, I had selected this problem. So who will be my primary sources? My husband, my father, or my friends who are paying taxes. So they will be my primary sources, right? Or one is this one, and another is you use existing data for a new purpose. Suppose the number of footfalls in Big Bazaar, the problem is the footfalls are sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing. They are not showing you a continuous trend. That is the problem. So in order to gain information regarding that, you may use the existing data sources because they will have data, right? They will have data related to the footfalls in their stores, and using that data you can find out solution for the time being, but for a new purpose. Maybe they have not diagnosed this problem, you will diagnose this problem, but the existing data will be used by you. Then research activities are characterized by carefully designed procedures. As I told you that there will be perfect procedures for each of the research, for each of the topic that you have selected. One particular procedure cannot be applicable for all the types of problems that you have identified. So there have to be design procedures for each type of research. Then research requires expertise, and that expertise will be provided to you by the faculty members. They'll guide you. That's why you need a guide. And with the expertise of the guides, you will be able to do a beautiful research work. Okay. Then research has to be objective and logical. Okay, it has to be logical. Something logic has to be used. Otherwise, no use of doing the research. Then it involves quest for answers to unsolved problems. It requires courage. It has to require courage. Otherwise, you will not be able to go and find out the data. You have to have the courage to speak to the people. You have to have the courage to travel. You have to have the courage to spend money. So that is there. Okay. Then research is characterized by patient and unhurried activity. You have to be patient enough. Okay. Yeah. With patience and with no hurry mode, you can go step by step and then fulfill your objective. And last is research has to be carefully recorded and reported. That's why your project work, project report, you have to print pages, you have to write something, you have to record the things, right? That's why that is there. All right. Okay, so I'll keep this much only. Next, I'll move ahead with the other things which I have collected for you in this topic. So, any question you want to ask? We have some time in hand. So, if you want to ask any question, you can. If you have any doubt with regard to anything in this topic which I have taught you, then you can ask. If you have no doubt, then you tell, ma'am, no doubt, we have understood everything. Speak.
No doubt.
No doubt, okay. All right, then you can leave the class. See you again at what time do I have a class with you again? With marketing people only, no? With marketing people, I have a class at, I think, what is the time? 9:20, I think. Anyways, okay, you check the schedule and join. I'll share the class link for marketing. Bye bye then, huh?
Okay, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank